Hey, this is Jack. Starts with a stocks to watch video. Today's April 14th, 2024. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you can find me on X at Alphacharts 365. Go ahead and follow me there. I do all kinds of postings all week long, almost always market related. And again, share some information that way, as well as I run a subscriber group. It's $10 a month. You get midweeks videos, you get market notes, you get a much longer weekend video, you get focus list, you get annotated charts from that focus list where where I think a good buy is, where I think where we would manage risk or potentially sell. Also targets. So I'm doing that each weekend. I do all kinds of daily posts for just subscribers and market scans and realize that it's a great value. It's only $10 a month. And people use this subscription in many different ways. Some people use it just to bounce ideas off of. Some people use it for idea generation for themselves. So there's all kinds of ways to use this. And for $10 a month, there's really very, very little risk to you. It's month to month. Just click down here and click subscribe on my profile. Click on Alphacharts 365 and click that subscribe button. And I think that you will enjoy the subscription. All right, let's get to these charts now. All right, so we got the SPY, and again, I'm just a little quick recap here. We did get this breakdown from this range, but we are above a rising 50-day. There are a ton of geopolitical risks still out there, but we can't really control those, so I'm not putting that much attention to them. I don't want to say they're fun to talk about, but they definitely, it's more of a living in the United States. We're interested in that kind of stuff, but luckily we're not affected by it. Anyway. That being said, above a rising 50-day, so there's still, we haven't broken completely down yet. So this, if it reverses, that would be a very positive development. Okay, so what names are we looking at? I think I have about 10 names for you today. Most of them are larger cap. So things like DoorDash, maybe is a mid cap, mid cap into large cap. But I like this if it can kind of stay above or get above this area. Again, I don't want to play pullbacks at this point because I'm not sure if the market's going lower. And if the market's going lower, everything's going to get pulled down with it. But so that's why I want to see the market do well, and then I can play a breakout essentially there. Some semiconductor names are holding up well. I think Micron, a break of the trend line would be interesting to play. And then you can always add if it continues higher. We have NVIDIA. Kind of a messy chart, but you see the 3.618 fib extension is about where it stopped going up. Now we have this kind of shallowish pullback, right? Here comes the 50-day, so that all is looking good. Retook the VWAP. I like that. So if it could break out, we'll call it above 900. I think it gets to 950-ish, and then we'll have to see where that goes at that point. But that looks pretty good. App Lovin is next. So again, making this like little flag, and it likes to make these little flags as it continues higher. Again, if it breaks the flag upwards, then that's a place where we could potentially get involved. Yeah. So look how the volume is kind of pulling back as it's flagging too, which is kind of nice to see. So CEG, name I've traded in the past. This was a buy point back here that we talked about, then kind of consolidated for a while. Now, if it can break out above, 198, 199, that's a place again we could be involved as well. I think it still has to prove itself though, like most of these names, just because the way the market is. Here's VRT again, one I sold way too early. And it just continued to move higher, starting to get a little bit loose in here, right? So it makes me a little bit skeptical, but again, above 88-ish or so, 88.50, something like that. I think that's a place where we can potentially get involved. Again, a high above here, even if it's 88, 89-ish, right? That'd be fine with me too. Just to prove that it wants to go higher. That's what I'm looking for. Proof it wants to go higher. Next up is Boot Barn. Retail has been taking on the chin, and I don't know if this is going to break out or not, right? It could get totally smoked right here. So again, I want to play it on the breakout and manage my risk if it falls back in. That way, if you buy at 105 and you put your stop at, call it 100, that's only a 5% risk, and that's something that I could consider. As of right now, I'm just watching it. It is holding up better than most. All right, some mega caps here. Apple. This was one that me and subscribers were watching. Some of them may have taken it. I did not take this trade, but it was a falling wedge trade right into support. So this is a high probability. Actually, it's a low risk trade. I won't say it's high probability, but it's a low risk trade, right? If you bought down here at 168-ish, right, and you put your stop, at 165, right? That's only a $3 risk on a $165 stock. That's a great risk reward. It did obviously just totally moved higher here. Now I'm looking for some sort of consolidation, and then things kind of 50 days start to flatten out, hopefully, and then price moving above it and maybe get to the top of the range. So Apple has a potential. If this rolls over, then that would be something that I no longer want to be involved in. And something like this. You have this area below it, this area right above it. So there's a lot of supply in here, but it's still Apple and trades so many shares. And look at the volume that came back in here. So that is big time volume for again this even for this name. 88 million shares traded. What's next? Tesla. Tesla actually has a similar setup, right? Very similar setup to what the Apple looked like. This was a note for subscription holders. So you can see it's still very valid, by close to 160-ish, right? So I know some have positions, they got pretty down close right there. That was 160.52. Maybe it has another leg down. Maybe it gets into 155. I don't know. It's possible that there's one more leg down here, but this is still a falling wedge pattern that if it breaks out from here, this could be a very powerful move to the upside. So that's Tesla, TSLA. And the last one is Meta, META. Again, has this broadening-esque look to it. But with that being said, it is holding the VWAP very nice from this gap up. That was a 20% gap up and held the VWAP here and here and here and here and here. And so it's, again, doing really, really well. If it can break above, if we call it 530-ish, I think that's a place where we can potentially buy and using whether you want the 50-day, the VWAP, the 23-day, however you want to manage risk for your time frame. There is lots of ways to do that, and I think that has a lot of potential. So, a lot of mega caps on this list, some mid caps. Market still has to prove itself some. If you haven't done so yet, check me out at Alphacharts 365. Click that subscribe button. I think you'll like it, and it'll add another dimension to your trading, hopefully. All right. You all have a great day. Thank you for watching, and take care.